What up, YouTube? It's me, the comedian you love the most in Vancouver, the enigmatic Justin Nico. I'm so happy to be here today. We are so pumped. I just did a line of cocaine. I'm just kidding. My wife would leave me. We are excited to bring you this show because one of my best buddies in comedy is on the show guesting with us tonight. And we got my man, my partner, my love guru, Mark B. Mark, want to say hello?
Hey, how's it going?
He made a weird face, but he knows what's up. He knows what I mean by that. And we are joined by the, oh my God, I'm going to mess up your last name, so let's just do it. Okay, I'm just going to do it with my man, Ty Boissonant.
God damn it, that was the best time you've ever done it.
Really?
You've been rehearsing all week.
Yes.
And it paid off, sir.
Ty, we are so happy to have you, man. How are you, friend?
I'm super good, man. I'm super happy to be here. Thank you guys so much for having me on. I've been watching all the shows. The Pang episode was fantastic, and Quinn was great last week too. So you guys have been killing it. So thank you so much for having me on.
I liked my favorite part of the Pang episode was when you were quoting Robert Pang.
Yes,
and you wrote something. So I read it out loud, and when I read it out loud, it sounded like someone, if they were white saying it, was racist. But if Robert says it, it's not. But I read it out as if you had said it.
For the record, I used quotation marks.
Yeah, but
you did not. You didn't. You just like, we'll just bypass those, and it'll just sound like Ty saying something that Robert Pang would say, and that did not go over well for me, dude. I almost got fired because of that.
Listen, I'm like Will Ferrell from Anchorman reading a monitor over here. You know what I mean? Like, go fuck yourself, right? So. Anyways, I apologize, but we're happy to have you. We are going to go Les Habitants very heavy today because you're on the show. You're a very avid Habs fan. You do a lot of, what is it called? Wrong Town Hockey. Yeah. You can check that out on YouTube. It's on, is it on your channel, Ty Went On?
Yes, it is.
Okay,
yes.
So that's why you're here. We're here to promote your stuff.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Go check out the channel. There's a bunch of stuff on there. Just basically, I got bored and decided to start like 5 shows on YouTube. So there's like an MMA one, and but the Wrong Town Hockey has been obviously fire right now. We just did we were on location at Side Hustle Sandwiches for game 2, and that was super fun. So, and we're probably gonna be doing it again, I hope.
Yeah, you got a new fan here in Vera Bobo. She go les Blues, go les Blues. Does that make sense?
Blues. Yes, maybe. Les Bleus.
Yeah, you know what that means? Do you know what that means? It's like an insult to people who like sports. Go les Bleus means go the blue guys. It just means like go generic team. It's like saying go team. That's what it means.
Remember when you were a kid and you would get together and you'd be like, what are we gonna call ourselves? Like, we're the fucking Timberwolves. Like, yeah. Mm-hmm. And then like your mom would be in the team. You'd tell her what it is, and she'd be like, go Orange. The goddamn Timberwolves, mom.
That's the laziest language I've ever heard, but that's fine. That's cool. She's on your side. We got Kevin Hanks in the chat. He's saying he loves the Habs jersey in the background. Kevin Hanks is back
Bleu, blanc, rouge. All right.
He's back from YouTube jail that Adam mistakenly put him in. We're happy to have him. Adam's not part of the monitor system anymore, so don't worry.
We had to. So Kevin Hanks, we fired that moderator. I just want to. I want to bury the hatchet right now with Kevin Hanks, okay? Because we had some trouble last time. Moderators, you guys, we try not to put down too many rules on how you have to act, but you have to be a little bit more forgiving with the people in chat.
Yes,
especially with Kevin Hanks. So he's been wronged by one of our moderators, which we fired. And we told them never to even speak to us again. So Adam, his name?
We've cut ties. Yeah. Adam Jacobson.
He's gone. He's out of he's out of the circle. So
sorry, Adam. You get one try.
Yeah. So
any relation to Chet Hanks?
Oh, that's a good question. Kevin Hanks, do you have any? Are you all about the white boy summer?
Yeah.
I doubt it.
Anyway, so Kevin Hanks says Bleu, Blanc, Rouge. Yeah, it looks like Kevin Hanks is a Habs fan, so he is going to love this episode.
Yeah, we're opening up with nonstop Habs action. I'm hoping we got Jamie McDonald. He said he had a Strata meeting tonight, so he's like, I'm definitely tuning in. He's going to be on his phone. The Strata meetings are for losers, and he's got to be there, though, because he's got, his apartment. But the people who run the Strata meetings, they're losers.
You mean homeowners? Yeah, total losers, those guys.
Hey, way to show off. Thanks, you fucking fag. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. We're gonna cut that out of the episode. Oh my god,
Woo, that's a little spicy.
Wow, sorry.
Happy Pride, everybody. Happy Pride.
Where's
Oh
the
man, all right.
moderator?
Jesus, cut me off. Just give me 10 minutes. Just give me a 10-minute ban. Jamie is Ty. I said I would shout him out his album.
Chatterless, yeah, he's for his music. Just go check out anything Chatterless on Spotify. He was on the podcast for the Habs game. It's phenomenal. He's such a good musician, man. His album is his latest one is super good. So just go check out Chatterless on anything. And he's got a new merch store too. So go check that out as well.
Yeah, he seems to come up with a new song every week too. By the way, he's just a creative genius.
He just posted today that he has the next two, like, because he does like a lo-fi kind of like Chatterless thing, and then he also does this like chill lounge, which is like there is a difference, I guess. I don't know, but like there is like but he's already has the next like two albums like ready to go for each of those projects, which is
awesome.
Yeah, he's a machine.
All right, so before we get started, let's say hi to the chat. We want to say hey to everyone in the chat. Thank you for joining us. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. We love those likes. We love those subscriptions. Hit the bell. And please comment. Tell us what you think about stuff. We'll riff on it. We'll shout you out. And I want to say hi to our moderators. My lovely lady, Jess Mirage. She's in there. She's awesome. She supports me. I love her. She gave me two beautiful babies. Hello, Jess. And JR, the comedian JR, love him to death. He's Ty's boy. He's my boy.
Yeah.
And
he's our boy.
Go check. Yeah, he's our boy now. Check him out June 26th, Luna Lounge. I'll be on the show. And I'll be on the one on July 3rd as well. Please check him out. He's good shit. He's just coming down off of like a 5-day shroom trip. So this should be fun. This should be fun for him. Mark, why don't you kick off the first episode? Let's get going.
All right. So, I mean, I think what's on everybody's mind is hockey these days, right? Especially with the good old Habs, Well, I'm not going to put up a picture of the Habs or anything of the Habs just yet. I want to show you the face of pain. The face of pain.
Yeah, a fan who has endured years.
Look at this.
Literally,
look at this guy.
3 years of disappointment and turmoil. And after game 2, this guy was almost crying. He must have known the camera was on him or something like that. Like, listen to me, bro. I swear to God, hands to head, don't come talk to me until you've lost 2 game 7s, okay? Until you lost the game 7 with 10 seconds left and hit a crossbar.
Look at it, goes, how many times have you rioted? How many times have you rioted? Hey, Axl Rose doesn't show up to a concert. We riot, okay? Yeah. You don't know shit about rioting. Absolutely the worst. They are possibly the worst. I mean, I rag on Vancouver fans big time, but it's insane watching the games. Like, they don't know any of the rules. I don't think they know what offside is.
Listen, Kevin Hank says, this is months of pain built up. Canucks haven't won in 50 years, and this guy is crying over 2 games. But yes, they're fake. They are fake. They're like when your dad marries his new wife, and she comes in and she's just like, you're like, Dad, something's wrong with her. That's like, there's something not right. You know what I mean?
She keeps sprinkling pills into your omelet.
You've been losing your hair rapidly, Dad. Stop eating her soup. Her soup is killing you.
Yeah. It's 30 degrees outside. Why are you eating soup?
He's got you wearing a scarf. She's got you wearing a scarf.
But that's what happens. That's the face that happens. That's the face that you get when your first season you go to the finals of winning the greatest trophy in all of sports.
Yeah,
that's 100%. What happens. You lose a game 2 and you look like this guy.
I thought this person had a brain injury or something, because who is a Vegas Knights fan? What kind of person is that actually goes for that team?
Shout out to Kwesi Thomas.
Yes, shout out. Proud, proud.
And he was a Habs fan, I believe. And then I think when the Subban shit happened, he was like, I'm out. He couldn't handle it.
Dude, Kevin Hanks in the chat says, it's Vegas. He's probably crying because he bet his house on the Golden Girls. Hilarious. No, it's just I saw, every fan base can be shitty at times, but it's just it's been handed to them. They paid $500 million. They had the expansion draft rules changed for them. They're instantly competitive. They have instant advantages without cap issues, and
that's all going to blow up in a couple of years, though, right? Like they're going to run it like they can't.
It has no choice.
Yeah,
it's not sustainable. But the point is, these fans think this is what it is every year. They don't know anything different. And like you said, half of them don't even know the rules. They're living a friggin' desert, for God's sakes. Okay, they haven't had ice in Vegas for like 35 years. Okay, so this is all just feels fluff and weirdness. It feels like Gary Bettman just hoard out hockey. And
watch them trade McDavid to fucking Vegas.
Yeah.
Like it's Los Angeles in the 90s.
Yeah, like when they traded Gretzky and LA gave their entire franchise to Edmonton just to Gretzky. It's unbelievable, man. It's embarrassing. And anyone who's cheering for them, you're just like, you're such a glory whore. Like, you know what I mean? Like when Quasi, like let's say Vegas wins, which they can't because I just can't handle that emotionally. I just can't. Ty, you're gonna have to talk me off the ledge, bro. I'm calling suicide Ty hotline, and if it happens,
are you kidding me? I'm gonna be at the bottom, being like, "Jump, hurry up!
I'm already down here.
We got shit to do. Let's go."
My legs are broken.
Don't worry, the city of Vancouver will riot in your honor.
Yes, they will. Loot, more loot, less riot, more loot. Anyways, when Quasi is there on the door and the cup comes to him and he jumps ship, it's not gonna feel good for him. Okay. By the way, please feel free to text Quasi and tell him I'm talking shit about him right now. Hopefully he'll come on here. That'd be awesome. But when you endure it and it takes years, like, dude, I friggin' cried when the Seattle Seahawks won the Super Bowl, man. Okay. I cried when my daughter was born. Probably cried a little more when they won the Super Bowl. It's been a long time.
That's real touching.
And my point.
I mean, you could have a daughter anytime, right?
Right. Yeah. You know what I mean? You don't have a defense like that. That comes around like once a century. Okay. Anyway, my point is that just let him have it. Let him be their goofy clown. Choose people. We hate him. I don't like any Canadian team anymore because of how the fandom has gone this year. But I'm willing to put that aside because it's anyone but Vegas. Anyone but Vegas, Ty. Window love, buddy. Window love.
Hold on. We got James Halfwitzer Reed in the chat. Says I'm probably the only Golden Knights fan in the chat.
Moderators. Mods. Kick him out. James,
hold on.
James.
No. We can't. We don't command the mods. We don't tell them what to do. We just say, mods, look, there's something happening. Maybe your attention you should pay some attention to James Halfwitzer Reed. Kevin Hank says, I heard Vegas is going to be allowed to use 2 goalies simultaneously next season.
That makes sense. Mr. Dopey says maybe he lost at craps earlier too. I'm not sure what he's talking about there. And then Veriboba says, how's the elevator, Jay? So I guess that's talking about when he was high on shrooms, right?
Maybe.
Also, can we stop calling Mark Andre? I'm sorry. I'm looking at him.
I agree.
Right now. Can we stop calling him the Flower?
There's only one.
There's only one. And that's fucking Guy Lafleur.
Who's the Flower?
Guy Lafleur.
Oh, Marc-André Fleury.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about me.
Do you know what, though? Okay, Ty, I get why you're upset as a Habs fan and because, Lafleur is like the greatest of all time. But they both have Fleur in their name. I just think it's kind of unavoidable, bro. I think that's a hair you're not going to get to split.
No, man. No.
Okay. All right.
I mean, you bring another Pukaboom in the league and we'll see.
Jeff Kookaboom.
Yeah, same nickname? I don't think so.
So, boys,
all right,
how's the series going so far? So, Vegas won the first game, and I got a story here from some blog. Looks like there's a lot of complaining about the officiating in this series. They say the Canadians won Game 2 in spite of one-sided officiating. Is that a fact?
Of course, I'm gonna. I mean, you don't know what you're talking about, Justin. You clearly do not know what you're talking about. I got you played baseball. You played baseball and everything.
Yeah. Oh, we gonna go there? Okay.
I learned how to patiner when I was 5.
Whoa. None of that pig Latin in here.
Look, all I know is that Vegas did what they do. They came in, they plugged up the neutral zone, and Montreal was like, okay, this is what hockey looks like outside of the Canadian division. right? And Montreal woke up. They did what they needed to do. They split in Vegas. They got one win in Vegas, and that's what they needed to do. They now have home ice advantage, and it's in their hands. Hopefully they can keep it up. But Vegas does this for 7 games. It's going to be a war of attrition, so hopefully they can come back, and hopefully they're not smoking in between periods like your boy Guy Lafleur.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, he still skated like the wind, okay?
Actually,
that's why they had mullets, right? So they could show how fast they were going.
Bro, and it helps, dude. It's like putting like tassels on a bike.
He had a wild mane, Guy Lafleur. He was something else, and he had a disco album. I shared it with one of your buddies, Justin, on Facebook. Yeah, he had an actual disco album, a bilingual album, by the way, bilingual, and the lyrics to the songs are his insights on how to play good hockey. Like if you're driving to the goal. No, I'm not joking. He says, you got to make a split-second decision going to the goalie. You're going to deke right, deke left, and it's like disco music in the back. It's amazing.
And then you kiss her on the neck.
It's awesome.
And you have a cigarette.
And then you have a cigarette. Yeah, man. Also, too, I don't know if you're going to bring this up next, but Jeff Petrie.
Yeah.
Here we go.
What the fuck is going on with this guy?
Well, what I think happened is, have you guys seen Army of the Dead yet?
I have not. In parts.
Okay, well, Jeff Petrie looks like he was bitten by some sort of walker or something like that, or a zombie, because that guy he was out for 2 games with a hand injury. He comes back looking like he was, I don't know, the undead, and you're going to win games. Like, you're just going to win games when you got guys who are that committed to the cause.
Everyone's just overreacting about how red his eyes. He just had to poop real hard.
Or someone pooped on his pillow.
Right?
Someone pooped on his pillow.
Maybe like also that also could have twice.
Each side, waiting for him to roll over. So sorry, Jeff. You have the worst case of pink eye we've ever seen. He's like, I'm still playing.
No, kudos to whoever actually did that. I don't know if that was his wife or what happened, but you got to pinch that off. Yeah. Wait for someone to roll over, and then go again.
That's discipline. Also, too, I'm not going near Petrie in scrums. I'm not face washing him, because then I'm later grabbing my mouthpiece, taking my mouthpiece out. Then I'm going to get pink eye. This is a genius. I think the Habs should go full pink eye. And
let's start rubbing.
Imagine that. Well, I mean, do you guys remember that football movie, The Program, where there was a guy who like painted a skull on his face and stuff? Yeah. So maybe this would be like the fucking war paint of the Habs, the Montreal Canadiens, come out looking like total zombies, ready to just like rip people's heads off and suck out their brains from their ears. That would be awesome.
I'm all about it. Yeah. I'm all about it.
JR Comedy says he was stuck in an elevator. JR was stuck in an elevator. He's so dedicated to this show that he started moderating in a stuck elevator. Jay, we love you so much, bro. Jesus.
That is dedication.
Battery dying, no food.
He's got one call.
He's got one call. And he's like, no, I gotta do my job.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't care if I die in this elevator. I'm going to do this goddamn moderation.
Yeah,
I love it.
And if anybody in the audience has that kind of dedication, that kind of drive, please reach out to us. We always want more mods because we're firing them. They don't all make the cuts. Most of them only last a couple of shows. So, if you want to be part of the moderator team, join us in Discord. I'll put a link to our Discord up. It's where we hang out all week. We share stories. We talk shit. We're planning. We've been talking about it for a little bit, but I think it's going to materialize. In a couple of weeks, we want to get a gaming night going, play some Comedian Among Us. I think I'm going to put together maybe a little poker tournament too that we're going to stream. So we got come in Discord, join us in Discord. I'll pop the link right now.
All right, and then also in the chat, Vera Bobo says she's glad to hear everyone's okay. Kevin Hank says, can you imagine how fast Lafleur would have been if he wasn't chain smoking? Well, woulda, coulda, shoulda, Kevin. Like, can you imagine how good Rodman would have been if he wasn't addicted to heroin? We can play this game all day. What else? Who else? Kevin Hank says, Petrie looks like his cure for dislocated fingers was to get people to constantly fart in his eyes for 2 days. You're stepping on my punchlines there, Kevin. He probably beat me to it, and I'm just late reading it because it's updated.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And there is a delay, too, so... No, maybe you were first because when we're talking, I think the audience sees it maybe 10 seconds later or something like that.
Well, he's just a hilarious mind like me, so I'm just gonna give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, you guys are awesome.
Jr. County says go Vegas, and I'm just gonna let Jess, the
Excuse me?
moderator, the
You
head
would.
moderator, know. I'm gonna let Jess, the head moderator, know that we will not put up with hate speech on this live stream. We don't put up with hate speech, and that is considered hate speech. So
Hold on. Is that our mod, JR?
yeah, Jr. just hating with speech.
Okay,
in my face.
we really need new mods. We need new mods. So I put up a link to Discord. It's now pinned in the chat. Join us in Discord. DM Mabs, and we need you. We need you on our moderation team.
All right, and now let's move on to the next story that I'm so excited about. This is my favorite story of the week. I was so excited about this story that I showed it to Ty over Messenger just to laugh. And another French Canadian that I work with was like, "That's very French Canadian." So hit it, Mark.
All right, so our last Canadian story here for this segment. Free hot dogs are being used to help Montreal Canadian fans get vaccinated before Game 3. So, yeah, they're giving away hot dogs.
Okay. Did you tune in last week, Ty?
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember the story of in Ohio, what they're doing to incentivize people to get vaccinated?
Was it? Remind me again. I thought it was like donuts or some shit like that.
$1 million. They're giving $1 million away. Alberta. What's premier of Alberta, Kenny? Whatever. They're doing $1 million giveaway. If you get vaccinated, they'll put you in a draw to win $1 million. California are doing 16 draws for $1 million. Okay. And Montreal's like, let's give away some hot dog wieners. That'll get them some steamies. Is that what they call them? Some steamies over there?
They say steamies. No, but we say roteux. It's a roteux, which it's like a burpee. It's something that makes you burp, and we can eat 6 of those. I mean, I'm going to get vaccinated right now. Bring me that AstraZeneca. If you got like 3 hot dogs, relish, ketchup, moutarde, s'il vous plaît, okay? Relish, ketchup, moutarde. Put that needle in my ass. I'm good to go.
Listen, man, I'm just going to think to myself, like, if I'm going to get $1 million in Alberta or a hot dog in Montreal, I mean, it's sort of worth the trip.
You're still taking Montreal, dude. I'm from Alberta. You're still taking Montreal.
I'm just wondering, like, is it just AstraZeneca all up in Alberta? Is that why they got to, like, raise the incentive? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, Pfizer is like The Rock. Like, Moderna is like Idris Alba. And then, like, AstraZeneca is like fucking, I don't know.
Nicolas Cage.
Like Kevin James. Something, you know what I mean? And, like, Alberta's like, we got a bunch of Kevin Jameses and no one wants Kevin James inside them. So we'll give you $1 million. We paid for these things and they're gonna expire. You gotta have. Meanwhile, Montreal's like, we'll give you a wiener, just one. The 8-pack cost $1. I just find that funny. I find that really corner cutting. I don't know. What do you think, Ty?
I'm all about it. I mean, like you said, I would definitely pick Montreal over. I'm from Alberta, and I can tell you that $1 million in Alberta isn't like that's like a fifth wheel and a jet ski. Like it's like that's like a fucking regular summer there. Like that they can't compete with that shit. It's $1 million. Million like it's nothing anymore. I love how we still talk about $1 million like it's fucking 1983.
Hey, man, I don't know how much money you're making every week, but $1 million is still a lot of money for me.
Absolutely. I will never get to that point, but it's like, it's not like, you know, if I want to be like flossing, like absolutely not.
Listen, man, it can buy a lot of steamies. Okay. It can buy a lot of steamies.
But why buy them when you can just get back in the lineup?
Exactly.
And get vaccinated again.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't even think about that.
Turn yourself into a pincushion, you know?
Yeah.
I'll take 3 vaccines for 3 hot dogs. That's a fair deal. That's a fair deal.
Leave Game 3 with an eye growing out of your forehead. That's an extra little treat.
Maybe that's what Petrie's been doing.
That's exactly what he's been doing into the eyeball. Anyway, Kevin Hank says, saying you're a Vegas fan is the equivalent of saying, I don't really watch hockey. JR Comedy says, 1 million tidbits for the vax. I would be into that. James says, I would literally do anything for free hot dogs. James, that's not a good bartering tactic to say that right off the bat, bro. Because now I know, and you're going to be doing stuff for me. Jess Brown says, Kevin, yes, you are so correct, sir. Saying Vegas fans say they don't watch hockey. JR Company says AstraZeneca is like RC Cola.
Hey, well, the RC cream soda was all right. It was okay. You know, it was
And
passable.
then JR is singing your praises, Ty. He says you're rolling, you're on fire. I'm just gonna get out of your way. All right, let's move on to the next one.
All right. I mean, it's already half an hour has passed by, gentlemen. We might go long today, folks in the chat. So not too long, but we got a lot still to talk about. Let's get into the news. So first item here. Things are getting wild out there, gentlemen. And last week, it looks like there was an off-duty Delta flight attendant that became unruly while on a flight. So he or she was on the flight as a civilian, as just a regular person. And they became unruly, got up, and tried to open the door to the plane. So, you know, you're not supposed to do that, by the way. If the plane is in the air and it's flying, you're really not supposed to open the door. That's like very bad, very, very bad.
Ty, do you want to start with this one? You want to give your opinion on this?
First off, they were going from LA to Atlanta.
Yeah.
Why are you trying to make that plane land? Have you guys ever been to Atlanta Airport? It is the greatest place on earth. It's like fucking. There's a Budweiser smoking lounge. They have a 420 ale.
It's the biggest airport in the country, isn't it?
It's it's huge. There's like a subway like in it.
Wow.
I had a long layover there like one time, and I had like the best time of my life. It was fantastic. I love Atlanta Airport. So she was off duty.
Yeah, she was off duty and not an actual flight. Yeah, it is rude. It is.
That's
rude.
rude.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, that's. I mean, you land in Oklahoma? You fucked up, lady. That's the worst.
Can I say this? So first off, she flies for free, right? Because flight attendants fly for free, right? So chill your ass out. I don't know what you're so agitated about, but what she did was she got up out of her seat. She had the balls and the cockiness to get on the thing, get on the announcer, the phone thing, and say, "Hey, everyone, buckle up." Basically, I don't know what she exactly quoted, but like, put on your things. Shit's gonna hit the fan, and she goes for the door. Now, if I'm on that flight, I don't care if she's a 4'11", like 105-pound, like princess. I am literally throat punching her through the cockpit if she tries to go after that door. I am now an air marshal. I am now a self-proclaimed air marshal, and I'm karate chopping you. It's you or me. It's you or me, lady, and I am winning this fight, okay? It's going to be like that TWA Flight 800 or whatever movie. Remember that one? Where they all agreed? Yeah, I'm using the lunch cart to beat you to death, okay? I don't care. I'm being hailed a hero.
Did she at least go through the safety instructions on the film?
That would be the best.
Or she did, yeah. Listen, in about 10 minutes, you're gonna want to go here.
For real.
Here.
Make sure to put on your mask so you can help others.
Sir, you're not capable of opening that door, but I sure the fuck am. Why don't you move on?
Yeah, it was awesome to read the comments on the article. Be like, well, I wonder what she's going through. I don't give a shit what you're going through, lady. You're dead. You are dead to me. Okay? You basically are what stands between me and living, and it's over for you. She was arrested calmly and tackled by several people, but luckily everything worked out. But yeah, man. And apparently this has been happening a lot during COVID, that people have been going for the door. This has been a multiple flight thing, and people are snapping, dude. And I don't know what it is.
It's getting rough out there. It's getting rough, man.
Hey,
we need to go out.
Maybe when you get vaccinated and you go above 10,000 feet, you start to go a little loopy.
Oh, shit.
They're saying, you know, the mercury starts to get to your brain. And you're like, gotta kill everybody.
All the spoons that are stuck to your skin suddenly just fall off, and you're like, oh, I've ascended. I must murder everyone on this plane.
Did you see that woman who was like with a group of angry people who got vaccinated and they showed up to a town hall meeting and they were like, I got vaccinated. I trusted you. Can you explain why this is happening to me? And she goes to put a key on her neck and it won't stick. Like,
because of course they think the vaccine is making them magnetic. They do. They really do. So that's interesting. That's great.
And now these people are flying and they're trying to jump out of planes. So
bitch, you're just sweaty. What the
Yeah, it's kind of embarrassing, actually.
I got sweaty ass.
You need a shower. Holy Christ.
All right, gents. Let's move on to my probably favorite segment. I don't know if Justin's favorite segment, but it is a lot of people's favorite segment. It is Billionaire Beat, where we talk about the best people, the richest people, the smartest people, our overlords, The Billionaires. And this week, big story in billionaire land. Jeff Bezos, who now we've talked about 3 straight shows for a number of reasons, because he's always in the news, but now he has a launch of his Blue Origin rocket, right? He's going to be launching this thing into space. He's competing with SpaceX, and there's a capsule where Jeff Bezos will actually be launching himself into space. He's going to be on the rocket. There was an empty seat for someone inside of this capsule, and it was sold to we're not sure who, but it was sold for $28 million. So someone paid $28 million for the pleasure of sitting next to Jeff Bezos on the maiden space flight of Blue Origin.
And it's basically just like, I mean, they're not really going anywhere. They're just gonna go up, hang out, come back, right? It's like those ships that are at the bottom of Niagara Falls. Right, you go, oh, we got wet. Yeah, we came back. You're like, I went into Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
Didn't really, you know what I mean? So this person paid $28 million. I'm going to tell you this right now, and I just want to say that I support and I have the utmost respect for this Highlander who came back in time to kill Jeff Bezos. And what better way to do it than to pay $28 million to sit beside him? No one will suspect that. No one will suspect that. You're in space, bro. This is your chance.
Yeah, I don't know. Someone tried to open the door and fucking...
Oh my God! It's the chick from the plane. It's the chick from the plane.
It's all coming together.
Yeah, that was just dress rehearsal, bro.
Can you imagine? You finally got yourself alone with the guy, and you're like, "Hey, you couldn't pay for your." There's no way he's got security up there with him. You know what I mean? No one would suspect it.
Is that what the capsule looks like? Is that it?
That's it.
That's. Come on, Jeff Bezos. Let's. How much fucking money do you have? That's even the decal you used on the side of it. You used like just Roman times font in blue. It looks like a dog kennel that you send up to space. Hey, Jeff, we already did that with dog.
Yeah, it looks like a space tent, but the tent that crackheads use at like Oppenheimer Park. You know what I mean? But it could go to space.
Yeah.
Oh, trust me, dude. If you hang out in those tents long enough, you'll go to space too.
I love it. Kevin Hanks says, what are the odds of Bezos making it back from space? Funny you should ask that, because there's actually like GoFundMes and like petitions saying that we shouldn't let him back.
That's right. There is we reported, I think last week or the week before, on an official change.org petition saying that we should deny Jeff Bezos re-entry on Earth. And, you know, I mean, I'm not completely against that. It was an interesting question, though, because you brought up a good point. Do the rules of the land apply in space? Like, if this $28 million time-traveling, unruly attendant decides to kill Jeff Bezos, I mean, they'll get off scot-free.
Well, international waters.
I was going to say it's like monkey knife fights.
I was just gonna
Dope.
Monkey knife fight. I will monkey knife fight Jeff Bezos.
That thing was kind of set up like an octagon. Now that I think about it.
Yeah. so they're gonna be having like cockfighting and like eating like human beings up there because there's no fucking rules and they're just gonna do free for all.
I bet you Dana White is who bought that fucking seat.
It's fucking Elon. It's Billionaire Fight Club. Remember we talked about Billionaire Fight Club?
Oh yeah.
That would be amazing.
Just can you imagine? They're like, hey, Jeff, someone bought the ticket. He's like, really? Who? They're like, we don't know yet. He's like, okay, it puts it on the back burner. Launch day comes. Elon comes out. He's like, what's up, bro? And Jeff just, whole day ruined. Whole day.
Yeah. And Elon's got a long object poking out of his pants under his shirt, He's like, can we frisk you, sir? No, I'm good. I'm just going to. All right.
It's just my dick. All
right. The second...
inanimate rod.
The other part, I mean, I don't know if this guy's a billionaire, but I think it applies under Billionaire Beat. This is a story that's a little bit closer to home. So our Canadian boy, Kevin OLeary's wife. So Kevin OLeary of Dragon's Den fame and is kind of a big financial troll on the news. So I guess his wife drove a boat into a bunch of people a while ago in 2019 and murdered people. And now she is going on trial.
But she's going on billionaire trial, which is much different than regular trial. I don't know if you know this, but
explain, please.
Well, ask the DuPont brothers how court works for them. They have killed multiple people on their whatever compound, and the police are just like, dude, I don't know what happened. And this is kind of what's happening.
That's not true. What about OJ? Never mind.
He's a millionaire, but come on. Remember millionaires? That's old. That's something old, bro. Okay. The new thing is trillionaires. Ty, get on board. Anyway, she was drunk apparently operating a boat that was hers, and she had people on the boat, and they hit people at night. They hit a smaller boat, killed 2 people, injured 1, and their defense is now that they are countersuing the victims for not having the proper lighting on their boat. And she's not going to do any time because billionaires don't do time. Billionaires can kill people. Politicians can't even kill people. This is crazy. And they go, like I said, they're going to sue the victims because, like I said earlier, the best defense is a good offense. And if you're a billionaire, innocent people deserve to pay for your yacht that was dented rather than you have to pay for 2 deaths and a
Yeah, dude, they got blood all over that nice yacht.
How dare they?
How dare
they?
Yeah.
How dare they shed blood on the St. Vincent? You know what I mean? That thing costs more than them combined. You know what I mean?
It is expensive to get plebe blood out of Kashmir.
Yeah.
You know, it's not easy. I mean, it's a big job.
I'm telling you right now.
Their license plate is just my boat's bigger.
No. I'm telling you right now, Kevin O'Leary is going to ask the government for a subsidy for the repairs to this, just like Bezos asked for 10 billion. Yeah, bail me out of this headache. And it's just
that guy's such a douche. So like he's on like the Canadian version, right?
Dragon's Den.
He's on both.
Right.
He's on both.
Oh, is he on
no,
both?
Oh, he is on. Is he on both?
I'm not sure.
He's only on Shark. Sorry, he's only on Shark Tank now. He was on both for a while. He's now exclusively on Shark Tank, and he's always the middle shark. He's always the middle shark.
What's the difference between Dragon's Den and Shark Tank?
It's like Showcase. Showcase versus HBO.
Oh, I see.
Yes,
okay.
it's like production value is the first difference in Canadian versus American.
okay. Sorry about that. I'm not.
It's
aware.
like if the CBC tried to do Shark Tank.
Oh,
right?
I see. Got it.
They have volunteers holding the cameras.
Why is that? Why is it every fucking Canadian show just has that like Canadian tint? You know, like soap operas have that like smoky tint. You can tell a Canadian show out of you could be in Mexico and it'll come on. You're like, yeah, that's definitely a CBC production.
Kevin Hanks, sorry, in the chat says, I'm going to go on Dragon's Den with my boat illumination product.
It just sprays ruminol or whatever.
Yeah.
Brings a bunch of glow sticks on a string. I would like $5 million for 20%.
Yeah. That's hilarious. What does he say? Mr. Dobie says, get the O'Learys on the Canadians coaching staff. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, let's get the O'Learys to teach the Canadians how to murder the Vegas Golden Knights. I like it. You know what? I'll allow it. I'll allow it for this series. Then we'll go back to regular rules. We'll go back to home court rules after that. All right. I like that. Who else? Everyone's loving Kevin's response. JR Comedy says, go on Dragon's Den with a new, brighter boat light indeed. Okay, you know what, Jay? We're not trying to victim blame here, bud. We're not trying to victim blame. It was not their fault. I'm sure their light was bright enough. It is extremely illegal to drive drunk on a boat. It's even if you're not driving the boat. Oh yeah, in Vancouver, in BC especially. Even if you're not driving the boat, even if you're just enjoying a summer day, they can come up like fucking Miami Vice and be like boop 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 and just ruin your whole day. That's why you have to have secret compartments for your beer. What is this, amateur hour?
Yeah.
Just like it's such a no-brainer. It's like you get pulled over by the fucking the park ranger, and it's like, are you guys drinking on this boat? Like, yeah.
Absolutely, bro.
I've been sober for 2 years. I'm drinking on that boat, bro.
I have like secondhand smoke. I'm secondhand drinking. Justin, can you pour it this way? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, gentlemen. Next story. Let's go to the science frontier. The next, because we have crossed a frontier of science this week, humanity. So, in something out of Brave New World, researchers confirmed that they have mapped 100% of the human genome. So that's all the little bits in your DNA. There's thousands and thousands of little sections in DNA that have information that in combination makes you smart, stupid, tall, blue eyes, brown eyes, and all that stuff. Well, it was a total mystery. We had parts of the genome mapped, but now we can literally see everything that makes a person a person. We've mapped it all.
So not the differences in people, but just like the overall structure of someone, and like they know how we tick and talk and all that stuff.
Everything that determines how smart you are and what you look like.
Right. So now they know how to build a perfect person. Is that what you're saying?
Pretty much, yeah.
Cool. So does that explain every single gold medal that China and Russia has won in the last 2 or 3 Olympics? Because they're just ahead of this game. I'm telling you, every judged event, these gymnasts and these like super athletes, like Russia got busted because they're banned from the Olympics for this stuff, right? And China, a 16-year-old girl beat the fastest man in freestyle swimming, like her final lap. Don't tell me this isn't genome stuff. They're just going to take this and they're going to make superhumans and super AI robots. We're done. They can make their slaves now. They don't need us anymore. We're too much of a hassle, guys. They can just make them now.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's AI, and then they're also feeding the AI steroids.
Yeah.
They're like, hey,
has
some testosterone, AI.
It's like, that'll help.
Yeah. It's phenomenal.
This is great. Our time is numbered. And we gave them the information willingly with like 23andMe. And what's the other one that we gave where we sent in our DNA? We just sent it to them.
23andMe, yeah. We sent all of our genetic material to this company who sold it, by the way. That ship has sailed.
Yes.
They've already sold all the information. Yeah. They
think about doing that as a white person too, right? Like, you don't want to do the 23andMe because like at some point you're going to run into something you did not want to know.
Yeah. Like Irish or something, you know? Imagine finding out you're Irish.
Oh man, that'd be the worst. Dude, you know, I say to every Irish person, I'm like, you guys know you had lobster that entire time you're eating potatoes, right? Just saying. The entire time you had lobster. But no, you're too good.
This is why me as a
Scottish... We're starving. We're Irish. Boo-hoo. All right.
You can't get off this island.
Okay. So I don't know if there's Irish people in the chat, but we mean it. We mean every word. All right. I want to go to the next story, gentlemen, because this is fucking wild. We're 15 minutes from the end of the show ish. We have to talk about this. So this was news to me today. There is this lady. Apparently, Canada has a queen. Let me start here. Did you guys know? And it is not the queen in England, the queen that you see on your money and your coins and all that stuff. No.
Fake.
It is this little Asian lady who wears suits, who is the Queen of Canada, and the power that's given to her to be a queen comes from Donald Trump, from the cabals of secret deep state entities, and QAnon. She has her power given to her directly from QAnon.
Okay, so I'm going to admit to you that I didn't read the whole article because I was running out of time. But are you telling me that she just proclaimed this and then QAnon supported her online, so she just has a following all of a sudden?
Well, first of all, QAnon was completely fake. It's a guy called Ron Watkins who basically Pied Pipered and grifted on all of these, impressionable people, these poor people, and it's the cat's out of the bag. QAnon, there's no storm coming. Yeah,
I meant the QAnon supporters are now behind this woman.
Oh yeah, no, there's looks, and this is in Canada, by the way. So I did not know. Apparently, there are pockets of these QAnon supporters that now have this strange woman kind of as their leader, and they are harassing people. They are anti-vax, and they're on her orders. They are showing up to venues and into schools and harassing people. This is actually happening.
I can't believe you guys have never been to QAnon.ca.
I didn't know that was a thing. Hey, listen though,
oh man,
I love it. My thing is, do you remember when people like this would talk to you on the bus and when we just ignore them, right? We would just ignore them, right? But now she says it online and people believe her and she starts to gain a following. Is there any way that I can convince QAnon followers to start, promoting my stand-up comedy? They seem very effective in crowdsourcing, support. You know what I mean? So what if I go on there and I'm like, okay, my queen, right? And I just buy in and I'm like, I want to just praise you on my show. And then they get behind me. Can I sell out? Can I sell out venues? I'll do it. I will do that. I've done much worse for much less. So
all right.
She might be the queen of Canada. She looks like she's inherited Don Cherry's ties. So that's fantastic.
Yeah. I mean,
who knows?
She's got the full getup. But let me read you a quote from her of this lovely Queen of Canada. So At the firing squad, the military firing squad, you will receive not one, but 2 bullets on your forehead for each child that you have harmed as a result of injecting this experimental vaccine, said Romana Didulo to those involved in vaccination efforts. This is, by the way, I want to make sure everybody understands. We're not saying this. I'm quoting her words here, her amazing, inspiring words.
We're making fun of her for saying this.
So that's how quotes work, Justin.
So when you go home, think about how many bullets. So Didulo is a BC woman based in her 50s. She lives in BC, this lady. Should we get her on the show?
Yeah, we should have her. I think we'll probably have to wait on releasing this episode, but then let's get her in and let's do that interview that Mark Hughes did with Jessica Yaniv. Let's do one of those.
Man.
Let's do one of those.
With Didulo, I mean, we would literally be playing with our lives. Like, these people are insane. They would.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's not do that.
Tyler doesn't even want to touch this. He's like, I'm not part of this. I don't want.
No, I mean, let's hear her out. She seems like she seems fair.
I'm willing to hear her.
2 bullets in your head for a vaccine. I mean, yeah.
Montreal's going to give us hot dogs. She wants to give us bullets, but that's fine. I just want to hear why.
Yeah, I just want to eat the hot dog before the bullet. Like,
but with the genome, with the human DNA, figuring our genome, Kevin Hanks said something funny. He goes, "I like that there was a serial murderer who got busted because their niece wanted to find out she was 3% OBGYN."
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Yeah. They're finding people.
Family members are handing in their 23andMe DNA to see what percentage of whatever they are, and then they caught a serial killer because his family member gave the DNA and 23andMe handed it over. That's hilarious. Absolutely. That is comment of the night. I totally butchered the name of the indigenous people he was talking about. I apologize for that. And then Kevin Hanks says, Queenanon. This chick is the new Queenanon. And that's very clever.
That is clever.
Let's get in touch with her. I'm all turned around on this. Let's get in touch with her.
Yeah, I want to hear it. I want to put her on the 20. Or what do we?
No judgment.
A new Fiverr?
She lives in BC, but she's from BC.
BC. Yeah, I mean that's.
So did the government anoint her, or like have all the elites in the Illuminati known she's been queen, but they're just keeping it under wraps, and now she's tired of living under this veil?
Good question. We may find out next week on the WFT show. Alrighty, let's move on to the next story, gentlemen. Another Canadian story here, very important story. Kind of funny, but not too funny. Do you guys remember Ed the Sock?
Oh, I do. Yes.
Ed the Sock. Yeah. So he was a kind of a figure on. Was he on Much Music or City TV to begin? But anyway, he's a talking sock that talks shit, that does comedy, and this guy, I forgot the name of the guy who was behind Ed the Sock, who's got his hand up Ed the Sock.
Oh, I'm sure Jay will tell us in 5 seconds.
Yeah, Jay knows. Jay's up to date with his.
Jay and all right, Mod, start working. We need information on Ed the Sock. But anyway, so one of the things that Ed the Sock, who has still remained kind of a person in media, He's had this big project that he wanted to put together, and that project was to restart Much Music. So Much Music, of course, the MTV of Canada, the music network where you watch videos all day, that had, that all these networks later, they kind of started sucking because all they did was reality TV. Well, Ed the Sock wants to bring kind of the OG Much Music back with just playing music videos, and promoting music.
And interviewing artists and having the top 10. Remember, I'd come home from school, 4 o'clock, top 10 countdown would play.
Yeah,
and that's what you knew you had to have on your mixtapes. That's what you knew you had to send your girlfriend at the time to show her that you loved her. Don't go chasing waterfalls, baby. I love you. And you're like, I think that song's about drug addiction. And you're like, no, because you're a dumb high school kid.
It's not Don't go chasing dragons. It's waterfall.
Well, I don't know. AIDS. Was it about AIDS? I don't know. In the music video, guy
don't go chasing AIDS.
Guy died of AIDS.
Remember that. Remember that. Don't go chasing AIDS, kids.
I don't want to chase AIDS. It chases you.
Ed the Sock had at the end of every year he had fromage.
Yes.
And it was just like, and he would just fucking destroy, dude. Oh my god, it was the best. I look forward to fromage more than any, because every show has their year-end roundup and clip show and blah blah blah. Out of every single one of them, Ed the Sock, fromage was always the best. It was hilarious. If they bring back Much Music, are they going to bring back like Rick the Temp? Is he gonna leave entertainment tonight?
No, so this is the deal with the story. First off, Kevin Hanks says, I saw Ed the Sock live at Yuck Yucks in Toronto. He climbs into a box before the audience arrives, and stays inside it on stage during all the other comedians and doesn't leave until the audience leaves. That is commitment to the bit, okay?
Yeah.
But basically, Ed the Sock wanted to bring Much Music back. He went to Bell and was like, hey, let's rejuvenate this. We got something here. And Bell was like, no one's interested. So he got people interested. I don't know if he got petitioned or he raised a bunch of money. He raised a bunch of money and got petitioned to bring it back. And then Bell was like, oh, people are interested. All right, fuck off, Ed the Sock. And they just let him do all the grunt work. And then Bell Media, the upstanding conglomerate that they are, kicked them to the curb and are like, we're going to do Much Music because you proved to us that there's an interest, but we don't want your services. And then Ed goes, oh, yeah? Well, I'm going to start my own Much Music. And they're going to do it on a YouTube channel, I believe, right?
Dope.
Yeah, so we got to support that. So I'm
100%.
There's
no way.
Soon anyway. Yeah.
You still have cable? I don't want.
Yeah, because I love to just pour money down the drain. It's unbelievable how much it costs me.
I feel like people say that, but at the same time, we're back to that. We're back to cable shit now. All the subscriptions and shit you need to have to everything. It's like it's essentially just cable again.
Well, because it's sorry. I've been talking a lot.
All right, so we're probably paying more now with all like Disney Plus, Netflix, Prime, all this stuff.
That's what I'm saying. It's just it's the same shit.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a strange move on Bell's part. Isn't there like some marketing intern somewhere that tells them, hey guys, we're gonna get fucked in this deal if we go against Ed the Sock? This essentially, it's like going, it's going against Robin Hood. You're the sheriff of Nottingham going against Robin Hood, saying like, no, we'll do it. We'll take care of it.
Because they own the news too, so no one's gonna say shit about Bell anymore.
Yeah,
man.
but the fact that we're talking about it's because of this partly it's because of this fallout that's been happening, and I think it's just gonna get worse. I mean, the people are behind Ed the Sock.
Of course they
100% they are. 100%. Bell Media is trash. They fired 700 and something Canadian, hardworking Canadians on their radio stations days after they received a $124 million subsidy from the government to ensure that they didn't fire any employees. So that money was intended for small businesses. That's how sleazy they are. And this is just par for the course with them. And, I don't see it changing, and they will bring back Much Music, and they'll tell artists, don't go on Ed the Sock, or we won't promote your shit on all of our stations. It's a never-ending cycle where we're just on this hamster wheel of getting bent over barrels, okay? And I will support Ed the Sock. This is our chance. This might be the chance to stick it to them a little bit. I will be tuning in, and I hope everyone watching will do too. So
absolutely.
Thanks to Jay for bringing this up.
Amen.
Thanks to Jay for bringing this up.
Yeah, for sure.
That was so inspiring, Justin.
Thank you. And you know what? I'm running for Canadian King next year, so I just want to start.
Let's get this. Hey, maybe she's single.
You're planning on marrying this bitch?
I mean, do we want? I mean, let's. Maybe we can inherit something. Who knows? Maybe she comes with land.
I've done worse for less, like I said earlier. So.
Alrighty, gents. Let's move on to the next story here. So I picked the story because I feel like this is a perfect headline. I've rarely ever get the chance to read a sequence of words that just resonates like this. So you guys ready for this headline?
Yes.
This is to me the headline of the week. Alrighty. New Rick James documentary reveals how penis-wielding coke binge helped Lionel Richie.
You know what?
That's perfect.
That's the best shit ever. Of course. Of course that's what happened.
So
that's not even Yes, please explain.
Okay. Do you know what happened? I guess I'll explain. Sorry, I mean to cut you off. That is going to be, that's a nominee for best title of the year at least. But basically what happened was Rick James was upset. There's a documentary coming out about Rick James and his band and all that stuff. And one of the sons, I guess, was admitting a story where Rick James was upset that his album wasn't selling, his label wasn't doing enough. So he stormed into the president's office, piled up a bunch of cocaine on his desk, just poured a bunch of cocaine on his desk, did a bunch of it, clearly, stood on his desk, and then started beating the president of the label in the face with his penis. That's why they say penis wielding, because he was wielding it on his face, saying, sell more records. Sell my records, right? And then the president turned to all his buddies and he goes, get me Lionel Richie. We're pumping him, and we're not pumping this guy anymore. And
Hello?
poor Lionel Richie.
Is it me you're looking for?
I can see it on your face. He beat you in disgrace. Poor
Voice of
Lionel
an angel.
had nothing to do with this. Just doing his thing with his plastic surgery and American Idol, doing nothing. And he gets named in a penis face beating. I just find that hilarious.
Yeah.
Lionel's like, why'd you have to name names? Why'd you have to name names?
I love it. And like, if you guys like, so I mean, Motown at the time, like, I don't know if you guys know a ton about this, but like Hitsville, USA, Motown, like the Funk Brothers, all that shit, they're responsible for like the most #1 ever. Like, you name it, everyone was on. Otis Redding, Shaka Khan, like the list goes fucking on and on of like how many people. Rick James kind of came in at a later time in Motown when it wasn't like they weren't as successful. But if you want to do yourselves a favor and go watch Rick James give an interview about how he feels about Motown when he's still signed to Motown, by the way. And he's just high as fuck on his couch. And he's like, these motherfuckers don't pay me shit. And he's just like, oh, dude, it is the best. He just dogs him so hard. And it's like, yeah, no wonder they're not selling your shit. It's pretty good.
Well, I just threw up a picture here in the article from the New York Post of Rick James. So he's wearing, I guess, kind of like furs around the bottom of his legs and his forearms, and some kind of Speedo with leather straps. And I mean, can someone answer this question? Maybe in the chat we'll know. Is Rick James wearing a wig all the time, or is that his real hair? Was he a wig guy?
You don't ask.
Oh,
or
I'm sorry.
Talk about or touch black people's hair, Mark. I don't know. It's 2021, bro. Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
Did you see how big my eyes got there? I'm like,
Okay.
Mark,
Okay.
can I touch it? No, you cannot.
I disavow myself.
Wow.
These guys had
Wow.
nothing to do with me.
Wow,
I
Mark.
disavow myself.
I look
But
forward to your 2-page apology tomorrow.
yeah,
that's not even the craziest shit that guy did. Like, it's if you haven't seen Tales from the Tour Bus, have you guys heard of that?
I have no.
So like Mike Judge, who like did King of the Hill and Office Space and all that awesome shit. So it's like a cartoon that he's made of like he does a different band every episode, and he interviews all the players and shit and the actual people. So there's a Rick James episode, but it's all animated, and they just go over like crazy road stories and shit. It's like someone gets shot in every episode. Like, it's fucking insane what happens, dude. Yeah, it's amazing.
I just want to go to the chat real quick because we got some bangers in here. Kevin Hank says, you'll have to wear a dress if you're king, Justin, if I marry the Queen of Canada, which is very true.
Hell yeah.
JR says, funniest headline ever that doesn't include Florida Man. And then Kevin Hanks, talking about this story, says, this story was the inspiration for Michael Jackson's Beat It. Very good. James Hoffenstedter's Finder says, Tyler's backdrop looks like he's at a frat house.
I mean, it basically is. It's me and Morris Bartlett who live here, so.
There you go.
Right
and then
on.
JR says he has that same outfit that Rick James is wearing, and it's only $149 at Winners.
Nice. That's a steal.
Yeah.
I think deep down, we all wish we could just go off the fucking rails in life like Rick James. Like, I think that's what's inspiring about that guy.
Right. Well,
Dude,
he was on the rails.
Table? Wow.
No, but just like drops it on the table, does it, and stands it. Like, he doesn't even care what happens to the rest of that cocaine. Like, I would just look. I don't need to be rich in life. I just don't want to cry at the price of cheese and like have to make sure I don't lose a drop of cocaine.
Yeah.
You're like,
I
I'm
just don't-
wasting it.
Yeah, I don't want to have to lick the bag when I'm done. You know what I mean?
There you go.
I feel
There you go.
I don't know what you guys
There
are
you
talking
go.
about. I don't know what that means at all. I don't know what you guys are talking about. All right. It is 10:02, gentlemen, and it is kind of, we're getting near the end of the show here. We have one article left. Do you guys want to hear about UFOs? Do we want to do UFOs this week?
But only if we all come to like some crazy conclusion. So you got to get ripped through it, and then we all have to come up with the best conclusion as to what we think it is. Occam's razor type shit, but on steroids.
Okay. Well, this is okay. So let's do some UFOs, guys. And this is the last story of the night. We want to thank everybody for hanging out. The chat has been fucking on fire tonight. Really,
Yeah, on fire.
it's been amazing. So yeah, you guys have been awesome. Thank you, the mods. Thank you, JR. Well, I mean, we found out that you like the Knights, so I don't know if you're gonna be a mod for very long. But anyway, so we'll. And I did post a link to our Discord. So Discord is where we hang out. It's where we exchange messages and stories and whatever all week. It's kind of our base of operations. So join us in Discord. It's like the Slack for gamers. This is where we're shooting the show right now. The link is pinned at the top of the chat there, so it's free. Join us and come hang out. All right, so let's talk about UFOs. So I've been talking about this now for a little while, that on June 25th there's going to be a big report. So the United States Department of Defense has been tasked to form a task force, the UAP, the Unidentified Aerial Phenomena Task Force, to figure out what has been going on with these UFOs. Because as we know, there have been incursions in military ranges. Civilians have seen them now for 70 plus years.
Shut down the nukes.
They've shut down nukes, absolutely. We learned last week, I said I'd talk about it this week, but there have been reported and well-documented landings of UFOs in broad daylight in schools, seen by hundreds of people, one in Africa and one in Australia, very famous cases. So we know a little bit about what's going to be in this report. And what they've said, what we know so far, is that the Department of Defense confirms that UFOs are real. They are not part of military inventory. They are not part of special access programs, so black budget inventory with like Lockheed or like an aerospace contractor. So, and they are very likely not a foreign power. However, now, yesterday or a couple of days ago, there was a briefing. So apparently this report is now complete, and they have briefed the Senate and Congress on the contents of this report. And based on the reactions of certain Congress people coming out of this briefing, we would expect them to be really like kind of blown away and really excited about this. But no, the reactions have been actually extremely lukewarm, saying, yeah, there's really not much to this. And I think if people get their hopes up, they're going to be kind of disappointed with what's going to be in the report.
They're squashing this shit. Either they found out information they can't give away, or they're like, I can't touch this shit, or people think I'm a crazy alien fanatic, right? That's the whole stigma behind this in the first place, when we know that it's Chinese AI robots that are just testing us and before they start an entire world war.
Totally. And they're AI that only listen to Blink 182.
And they know our genome 100%.
Yeah.
They know exactly who we
They
are,
do
where we
now.
are. Absolutely.
Yeah. That's a
And,
deep
like,
that's a deep cut, Tyler. That's because Tom DeLonge of Blink 182 is pretty much unironically responsible for all this disclosure that we're seeing now. No joke.
Dude,
no joke.
Did you think 3 years ago when Tom went off the deep end that we'd be sitting here going, yo, Tom might have been right?
Yeah, remember when Rogan cut him off after like a half an hour?
Yes.
He's like, listen, this is always a 4-hour ordeal, but I can't fucking handle this shit. Yeah.
Tom was on to something. Tom was on to something. So never judge a book by how crazy it is.
I just want to see him standing in a field looking up into the sky, being like, where are you?
I'm so sorry.
All right.
I cannot sleep. Sorry, go ahead.
So
I can sing the whole song.
Yeah. So is that you guys' best guess? You guys think this is like Chinese drones type of thing that's kind of messing with us? Is that your best bet? If you had to guess, what the fuck is going on out there?
It's that or like the Dude Perfect guy's up to something. I don't know. I have no idea.
Making awesome like gliding videos and stuff.
Yeah, I'm like, I have no. This is the thing about all these articles and stuff like that. Like, I don't, even with the genome one, right? It's like there's like amazing shit that happens like every day, and it's like I don't know if just because we see articles every day or whatever like that. I'm always just like, meh. Like it's just not a fucking big deal, and it should be the biggest deal ever.
Right? Because we're too busy. We got to go to work and pay rent and do shit. We're like, you know what? Unless this directly affects me, did the drone fucking blow my house up? No, I got to move on. So
even if I saw that landing, I'd be like, great, cool. I still got to get on the bus with the Queen of Canada, so I got a mosey here, alien.
I don't know, man. I think I mean, these things like submerge themselves into the ocean too. They go and hide in the ocean.
Oh, wow.
Explain that one to me, okay? I saw the video.
Atlantis.
Oh my
Yeah,
God,
that
Jar
adds
Jar
up.
Binks.
Like ocean is just like space underneath us, basically, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I
it's
mean,
fucking wild.
there are people who unironically think that we're dealing with an as yet undiscovered technological breakaway civilization that is hiding in the oceans.
Okay. So in the chat, please, everyone in the chat who's been here tonight, throw out your dumbest, wildest idea. Throw it up like spaghetti against the wall. Just tell us what you think. Kevin Hanks says, "Have we ruled out Tony Stark?" I don't think we have.
No, we have not.
No.
Is there a billionaire playboy who's really into tech and just messing with U.S. naval ships? Because that would if I had all the money in the world, that would be the funniest thing to do. Do you know what I mean? If you had a drone that could get that far out into the middle of the ocean, you're just like, watch this. Your friends are in your game room. You're just like super stoned. You just watched UFC. You're like, what are you gonna do now? You're like, you want to fuck with a nuclear warship?
I'm not ruining it. It probably is one of these fucking billionaires. You know why? Because like all those billionaires are just like, it's basically like if like Richie Rich and fucking the kid from Blank Check grew up.
Yeah.
And just,
Richie Rich. I remember that.
And just having toys and doing stupid shit. The
Do you
same
remember
thing
that
we would
movie?
do if we had that much money.
It was just a movie where a kid got to buy every cool toy in the world, all of the coolest toys in the world, because he printed a blank check on a regular piece of printer paper on his fucking 1991 computer. Man, that is some cinematic genius.
Because that dude hit him. That guy hits him on his bike.
That's right. That's
right. And he signs the check and he leaves it blank. Like, I know there's no repercussion whatsoever.
Yeah. And it was only $1 million, right? It was only $1 million.
That was in '94. That was a big deal.
All right, guys. Well, let's think about wrapping this thing up. I want to remind everybody that we have a Facebook page that's really the only social media other than the YouTube channel that we're doing. Please like this video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and give us a follow on Facebook too, because after we do a live stream every Thursday at 9 p.m. Pacific here on YouTube, but we also put out some clips. We put out 3 or 4 clips a week. We really appreciate if you could watch them, share them, give a like on them. It really, really helps us out, and we do appreciate it.
Right. Yes. Thank you very much. We will wrap that up. Mark, we'll get your opinion next week, I guess, with the next UFO thing. See, we thread the needle really gently here because, like, Mark takes his shit serious. So when us comedians are like, "Hey, what if it's just like Elon in China going away?"
Well,
I can see Mark ready to fight me.
No. Well, there is. I want to tease something maybe for next week because there is a connection that you guys haven't thought of yet. But you were close. We're talking about people with lots of money. You were saying billionaires. There actually is maybe a cartel connection to all of this UFO activity.
Please, you know what? That will be our greatest clip ever.
I'm not joking.
God! All right. Listen,
UFOs are cartel.
Oh my God. That is so smart. If you were an alien and you needed shit, you would go to the cartels, right? They're in everything. All right, we'll leave them on that cliffhanging. We'll leave them wanting more. Everyone in the chat, thank you so much. Vera, Bobo, Mr. Dopey, Jay, James, Jess, Kevin Hanks, and anyone I forgot. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. This was a lot of fun. And Ty, man, you did great, dude. Give it up for Ty, dude.
Thank you guys so much for having me. This is a blast. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to these guys because this show's fucking amazing. It's so much fun.
Also, please subscribe to Ty's channel, Ty One On, not Ty One Off. That's a totally different thing.
Yeah, thanks for making me sound like a drug addict last week too.
Well, there is a YouTube channel
recovering drug addict. And it's like, you guys, channel's called Ty One Off.
Yeah,
it's just me for 24 hours like this.
Yeah, no, it's episodes of intervention is what it is. So we love you to death, bro. We're gonna have you back on. The crowd, the chat said they loved you so much.
Absolutely,
so, on behalf of Mark and Tyler and everyone, thank you so much, you guys. We'll see you next week. Have a great weekend.